Hi guys, hello and welcome to Java tutorial. In this tutorial, we will learn about the inheritance. And in order to learn about the Java inheritance, I will give you some basic information about inheritance. That inheritance is the idea where one class uses the methods of another class as if it owns them, provided those methods are declared as public or protected. If they are declared as private, then the class, which will be the child of the other class, will not be able to take benefit from those methods. So to get started, I would like to create a class called horse. In this class horse, I will declare one property called color. Once I declare the property, I would like to create constructors. As I taught you before in the past, in order for you to create constructor, the default constructor can be created within Eclipse, with the help of pressing and holding the control and the space bar. And then it right away gives you the very first option of horse. You press enter and it creates the default constructor for you. Then I will create an overloaded constructor, which will take one parameter of type string, and I will redirect the first constructor to the second constructor, and the second constructor will assign it to the local property color. Also, in order for you to create the getters and setters, all you need to do is hover over on the color, and then you can click on create getter and setter, and it will ask you where would you like them to be placed, and I would like to place them after the overloaded constructor. So I click OK, and I get my getters and setters. Now is the time to add the main method. Also, the main methods can be added if you have forgotten to add it before by pressing and holding Control Space Bar. And then you can see down in the static method that there is a main method, or you can type main. As soon as you type MA, it takes you directly to the main description, and as you press enter, it gives you that. Now let me declare an instance of horse type, and I will be able to call the getters and the setters and everything. By default, when I call the default constructor, the default color is brown. So what I will do rather is I will display this again, which is also a shortcut. You can type sys out and then press and hold control and press a space bar, and then display the color. Now I will have to give the reference of the instance. When I run this, it tells me the racehorse color is brown. So my parent class is done. My parent class has one property called color, which has its getter and setter. It has a constructor, overloaded constructor, and a main method where I tested everything. Now let me create the child class. So when I create the child class, the name of my child class is racehorse. And if I write under the superclass instead of object horse, and check public static void main, then it will automatically build a relationship between the two. And as you can see over here, it automatically adds the words extends and connects the racehorse with horse. And this is my main method where I will test my instance. Okay, again, just like previous one, I would like to create one entity called number of races as my attribute of the racehorse. Racehorse will also have its constructor. Again, you can use the shortcut. Here's the overloaded constructor. And then I can redirect my first constructor to the overloaded constructor. Just like in the previous example, I can hover over the number of races and click on create getters and setters. And I can choose a location, click OK, and my getter and setter will be inserted at that location. Now I need to test this. So I will create an instance of racehorse type, which can display information about the number of races, also the horse color. So horse color, and as you can see over here, when I type rh1 dot, notice it has access to the get color method from the horse class, as well as the get number of horses method from the racehorse. So that pretty much shows me that my class can see the parent class methods. And here you can see a very simple program. Now, we will learn about some of the other information related to inheritance. For example, if I'm now interested in calling the overloaded constructor in the parent, how can I do that from the child? This is how you can do it from the child. If I go to my child constructor, the overloaded one, and let's say if I would like it to take two parameters, one is the number of races, the other one is a color. So I can then pass two parameters here, let's say 5 races, and the color is white. And by default, I have to also fix my previous constructor call. Default color is black with 1 race. Now this gives me an opportunity of passing 2 parameters. Now comes the question, how can I pass this parameter over to the parent? And in order for you to pass the parameter to the parent's constructor and to the parent's matching constructor, you need to make a super call and then pass the parameters that will match the one in the parent. Now let's have a look at it. We said the number of races are 5 and the horse color is white. So as I run it, notice the horse color is white and the number of races is 5. So it doesn't call the default constructor of the parent. And you'll be wondering, well, we never call the default constructor of the parent, so how was it all happening? This is how it was happening. Whenever you call the constructor of your local class, if it is tied to a parent class, the parent class constructor is automatically called. So whenever you were calling racehorse, it was actually first calling horse and was setting the color property to brown. So by the time you were getting that far, it was already set to brown. So that's why when you retrieved it, it said it's brown color. But now we are not calling the default constructor. We're calling the overloaded constructor. And now we are setting the color to whatever color we passed from the main method. In the next tutorial, we will look at overloaded methods. But that's all for now from this tutorial. Take care. Have a good day.